New York is a city made of pieces, and I'm sharing the fragments I collected. From the skyscrapers stacked against the sky, endless streets stretching further than expected, millions of people moving with different purposes and different stories. When I first stepped out of Penn Station, I realized I had underestimated its size. Buildings towered above me. Friday crowds rushed past in every direction. Everything felt bigger than I was ready for. So I did what I do best. I started walking, exploring the city on foot, through glowing streets and towering landmarks, into echoing terminals with passengers bustling all about, and grand halls and cathedrals with lofty ceilings, quiet corners tucked into monumental spaces, where the noise softened and the city seemed to pause. Outside, the air was crisp and damp. A cold mist clung to my glasses and settled on my skin. I kept slipping indoors for warmth, wondering if I looked as lost as I felt. But the city began to unfold differently when I stopped trying to keep up with it. I wandered without a plan, photographing details that caught my eye. Textures, architecture, small vignettes of everyday life. I looked for the details most people walk past. And slowly, my overwhelm turned into curiosity. Out on the water, I found a different kind of quiet. The Staten Island Ferry cut through the water with a steady rhythm. Cold wind in my hair, rushing water trailing behind us. The skyline drifting further away. Even surrounded by people, it felt freeing, like the city was finally giving room to breathe. Afterward, I walked for hours, through layered neighborhoods and shifting streets, soaking in every opportunity to discover something new. Until the steel cables rose into the sky and the Brooklyn Bridge carried me back above the hum of traffic. I wasn't thinking about what came next. I was just there, and somewhere along the way I felt proud. Navigating subways, trusting my instincts, doing something alone that once felt impossible. There's a quiet freedom in realizing you can rely on yourself. But it wasn't until I saw the city from above that everything truly shifted. Riding the Roosevelt Island tram, the noise dissolved beneath me as the skyline stretched in every direction like a living diorama. Tiny taxis and thread-like bridges, millions of lives unfolding all at once. Travel has a way of doing that, reminding me how vast the world is and how small we are within it. Strangers passing through the same place at the same time, each carrying their own story. The nights felt surreal, Manhattan glowing after dark, crowds thickening, neon lights reflecting off rain-slicked streets. Moments that felt larger than life. Other memories feel smaller, but just as vivid. Street vendors, taxi cabs blurring past crosswalks, paper folded around warm food, steel, concrete, spray-painted brick, and winter-barren trees. Textures, colors, muted tones interrupted by flashes of light and motion. Looking back now, the weekend feels different than it did when I was living it. Each moment once felt big and overwhelming. Now they all feel like fragments. Puzzle pieces fitting together into my first impression of New York City. That's why I turn trips like this into collages. Because a collage understands something memory alone cannot. In fact, New York itself is a collage. Millions of lives overlapping, perspectives, textures, cultures, and fleeting moments layered together to create something bigger than any single piece. And the memories I brought home feel the same way. Not one single photograph can hold the weight of all of it. But together, a skyline, a street corner, a ferry ride, a quiet moment in motion. They're all fragments of a city, fragments of a feeling, all finding their place.